Ahoy, and welcome back to The Workaround. I am Bob, your host. You are in good company with thousands of fellow entrepreneurs and innovators who read, listen, or now watch on YouTube. Yes, there's a YouTube channel, and I'm doing it because YouTube is great for discovery. And YouTube can be one of the first handful of people who subscribe if you head over there. I'll have links on my Substack, or you can just search for The Workaround Pod on YouTube. Anyway, that's where I'm here telling stories of my career in tech, startups, and corporate innovation. I'm doing this to make you smile, think, and discover a shortcut to success or a trap to avoid. Okay, here we go. This one is called What Have You Built That Lasts? And the ideas here is if you're searching for meaning in work, this might be an answer. I'll bet there's a German or Japanese word for the sudden pop of a long forgotten, meaningful memory that suddenly comes back like a strike of lightning. I had one of those memory pops last week when reading Paul Fisher's post called You Can Learn Anything from Anyone. In it, Paul shares the story of a steel worker who was proud to point at a skyscraper and tell his children that he was responsible for placing the beam on the 45th floor. My mind went back to my childhood and the tale my dad told of working on a road survey crew in Lexington, Kentucky, while getting his degree in civil engineering. According to my dad, it was very hot, buggy work, and he still had the machete he used to hack through weeds to set up equipment and lay down markers. He worked on multiple roads throughout Fayette County and on an I-75 bridge spanning the Kentucky River. My dad went on to do many great things in his business career. He flew around the world as a change management consultant, worked with senior government leaders, and wrote multiple business and fiction books. But I think he was most proud of his work laying out roads that have benefited millions of people and counting. Although my dad's been gone for several years, this is proof that he can still teach me today. I'm so glad Paul jogged my memory. Now I'm going to share my story. It's fall 1997, and I'm sitting in a classroom at the NYU Stern School of Business. My wife and I had just moved into our tiny, mouse-infested apartment in Greenwich Village for my 2-year MBA program. In undergrad, we had a year or more to explore potential majors, but this MBA program was much different. We took classes on how to write our resumes before opening our first textbooks. Internship interviews would be coming up quickly, so there was little time to play the field. I was sitting in this classroom listening to a panel of second-year students answer questions about why they chose consulting, finance, or marketing. Each one of those ideas intrigued me, but I wanted to get into this new internet thing that was rapidly changing the world. Alas, there was no major or clear career path in internet thing, which had only gotten started 2 years before when AOL went online. As I listened to the students with open ears and mind, the one who chose marketing said something that struck me. When asked what she liked about this career path, she replied, "There's something cool about seeing your work appear on thousands of store shelves and in millions of homes." That insight grabbed me on multiple levels. The competitive challenge of winning share, the chance to learn about how stuff is manufactured and brought to market, and the many decisions I'd get to make and learn from along the way. And I could see how new product development and digital brand marketing would eventually help me cross into a career in internet thing. But more than this, something about the proof of life of seeing your work on display like this pushed deep buttons inside me. Pretty much right there, I chose to major in marketing and went on to an internship and full-time brand management position at Procter & Gamble. My hopes of positively impacting people's lives through these products came true. My highlights were launching Mr. Clean Magic Eraser with just a shoestring digital sampling budget and upgrading the stain-fighting formula of Tide, a brand used in 50 million homes each year. I also worked on some products that barely stood on the shelves long enough to gather dust. I went on to join a digital agency where we helped many other brands launch physical products into the world. Our creative work was a lot harder to point to in the real world, but we shared in our clients' successes and collected awards that I still treasure and display in my home office over there. You can see on YouTube where I'm pointing over there. At the agency, I wrote a book published by McGraw-Hill. That experience led to another life highlight, a family trip to my local Joseph Beth bookstore where my daughters and I posed with my work on their shelf. Countless posts and books offer guidance on finding meaning in our lives. Here's a summary of everything I've read. Meaning is important, but it's different for everyone. So try a bunch of things until you find yours. Proof of impact has been special for me. Maybe it can be for you too. Paul says it well. He says, what can we point to? We all need career trophies. It isn't about being better than someone else. It's about being proud of something you've put your blood, sweat, and tears into. It's about showing those you care about what you do or have done. Now, cue the challenge. Most of our work is incredibly impermanent. The world of work is increasingly comprised of ones and zeros, and they don't last very long. Software is upgraded, companies are bought and sold, and store shelves are increasingly virtual. You can still find proof of impact if you pay attention, though. Customer reviews, for example, are valuable and lasting. I'm still getting them from my book, which I wrote almost 20 years ago. But this is another area where great leaders can make work more meaningful. For example, Steve Jobs had his original Mac team sign their names on the inside of their computer. You don't learn about this stuff in MBA classes. It comes from leaders who truly care about their work. I guess that's why I've always been liberal with our swag budgets. Nothing makes me happier than seeing people wear the company logo. We took this idea to the next level at the end of my last company's run. We made a yearbook with over 100 pages of stories and photos, and then we signed each other's copies among beers and tears on one of our last days together. I swear this yearbook and my company t-shirt collection will be the first things I grab if there's a fire in my home. A few days ago, a friend asked me if there are specific types of businesses or industries that I would like to invest in next through our holding company. In other words, what new areas would I like to make a visible impact on? I considered her question and answered, I don't care what kind of business we work on next. I just want to have a positive impact on people. As the world goes completely digital and artificial, I'm seeing more proof of life in how we create each other. Minutes before starting to work on this post, my inbox delivered a quote from Bill Walsh, a legendary NFL coach who believed that building people well would result in team victories. He said, I learned through the observation and study of tremendous teachers. Consequently, when I look back on my years as an assistant coach and head coach, what gives me great satisfaction is not necessarily a Super Bowl championship or an award, but the experience of recognizing ability in a person and then teaching that individual how to reach his potential in ways that helped our team. And that's from his book called The Score Takes Care of Itself. And even if you're not a football fan, there's some great leadership lessons in that. I too have been molded by wonderful people throughout my life. My wife, Stephanie, my parents, Robert and Linda, amazing bosses like Sherry, Joe, Ann, and Brian, and my close friends. When I look back on my career, I see proof of my impact on the people who worked at my companies. Today, they write best-selling books, lead large organizations, start their own companies, raise wonderful children, and give back to their communities. I claim zero credit for their success, but I believe I was one of many small influences that helped them find the right path for their lives. I write, speak, and film this Substack here to continue making a more permanent impact on others' lives. And nearly every week, I get an email from someone who finds my writing at the right time. Maybe that'll be you next week. Thank you for the opportunity to make these lasting impacts. And remember, if you like my writing, feel free to give a thumbs up, subscribe, share, do whatever it is on whatever media you are on. Now, a word from our sponsor, which is How We Might Work Together. Fleet is our holding company for service businesses. We invest in leaders who are ready to start their own companies. We also do a little M&A. If this might be you, go to my Substack or the links below, hit my office hours link. Revelin is our consulting practice that helps with revenue alignment, growth management, and other RevOps functions. Our CEO, Jess Schuman, is awesome, and she's standing by to share a no-cost assessment of your business. Shipwright Studio is our software development agency led by Ross Llewellyn, a CTO who has led multiple successful startups. He loves helping turn your dreams into reality, and our clients trust us for software built to last. Then there's Hardy. It's our boutique recruiting service. Our difference is that you get C-level partners, including me, to source and screen, resulting in killer talent in less time. When you are ready, let's chat. A2 Influence is our content development agency that helps some of the biggest brands and retailers create and distribute authentic content at scale, including social and influencer. CEO Rob Reinfeld would love to share our approach. And then finally, if you'd like to schedule a time to chat during my office hours, we can discuss anything, questions, feedback, networking, literally any topic. It's a highlight of my week to have meetings with old friends or random people. Bring it on. And then I've got links into my LinkedIn and email as well. And then finally, the cool content of the week, a little something I found meaningful, you might agree, is something I personally refer to as the real meaning of life. Somebody I've shared some content from in the past, Steve Bryant. He's a brilliant writer and a marketing and content strategist. A few months ago, I came across an image that he created for his Substack and made it my background, my desktop screen. If you're just on the podcast, you're not going to see it, so you're going to have to go to Substack or you're going to have to go to YouTube and check it out. I will say whenever I'm feeling down, disconnected, or searching for something, I look at the picture he created and I am reminded of what life is about. That's it for this time. Thanks for joining, and ahoy for now.